For almost 80 years, the world worked like a machine. One system connected everything. One currency controlled global trade. One country kept the balance, but quietly, without most people noticing. That system has already started to break. Not in the future, not someday. It's happening right now. Look around, prices are changing. Trade routes are shifting. Factories are moving. Countries are no longer cooperating the way they used to. And the most important part, this is not random. It is structured, intentional, and accelerating faster than ever before. Most people think the global system is stable because nothing dramatic looks like it's happening. No single event, no clear collapse, just small changes, tariffs increasing quietly, supply chains breaking apart, companies relocating factories, technology becoming a weapon instead of a tool. But when you connect all of this together, you start to see something bigger. A shift in how the entire world operates. This is the part almost nobody is asking. What if globalization is not evolving, but ending? Not suddenly, but step by step, silently, until one day, we realize the world we grew up learning about no longer exists. To understand what is happening now, we need to go back to the system built after 1945, a system designed to prevent another global collapse, a system that created trade networks of global institutions. Many is in a shared economic order. For decades it worked. It stabilized the world. It created growth. It connected countries that were once enemies, but every system has a limit, and we are reaching it. Because today, the same forces that built that system are now the ones pulling it apart. Power is shifting. Trade is fragmenting. Data technology is dividing countries instead of connecting them. And what comes next will not look like the world we know. So what changed? Why is a system that worked for decades starting to break now? It's not one reason. It's multiple forces hitting at the same time: economics, technology, politics, and control over supply chains. For decades, one country sat at the center of the global system. Not just politically, but economically. The center of finance, the center of technology, the center of military power. But maintaining that position comes with a cost. And over time, that cost started to grow. Today, that country is facing rising internal pressure, industrial relocation, trade conflicts, and increasing competition from multiple sides. Not collapse, but repositioning. A shift from global controllers to strategic participant. At the same time, another force has been building slowly, systematically, not overnight. Factories, ports, infrastructure, rare materials processing, and now, advanced technology. This is not just economic growth. It is structural positioning. A country becoming deeply embedded into global manufacturing itself. Not replacing the system, but becoming essential to it. Europe sits in a different situation, not leading the shift, but heavily affected by it. Dependent on energy flows, dependent on external manufacturing, dependent on trade stability that is no longer guaranteed. So instead of controlling the direction, it is adapting to it. Slowly, carefully, and often under pressure. But the most important change is not about individual countries. It's about groups forming. New alliances, new trade systems, new economic clusters, BRICS expansion, ASEAN growth, and regional supply chains replacing global ones. The world is no longer one connected system. It is becoming multiple systems, running in parallel. This is the real shift. Globalization is not disappearing, it is splitting. One global network is turning into several regional networks, each with its own rules, its own currencies of influence, its own supply chains. And when systems split like this, there is always one question that matters more than everything else. Who adapts the fastest? Because in the next phase of the world, size will matter less, and speed will matter more. The old rules were simple. Bigger economy wins, stronger military dominates, stable currency controls trade. But those rules are changing. Now a new factor is deciding everything. Control over technology, control over data, control over supply chains, and control over energy and chips. At the center of everything is something most people never think about. Semiconductors, tiny pieces of technology that power everything from phones to missiles to artificial intelligence systems. Countries are no longer competing just in trade. They are competing in production capability. Who can design faster? Who can manufacture smaller? Who can scale AI systems globally? This is not a normal industry anymore. It is strategic infrastructure. At the center of everything was something most people never think about. Semiconductors, tiny pieces of technology that power everything from phones to missiles to artificial intelligence systems. Countries are no longer competing just in trade. They are competing in production capability. Who can design faster? Who can manufacture smaller? Who can scale AI systems globally? This is not a normal industry anymore. It is strategic infrastructure. And there is something new, something that didn't exist in the last global shift. Artificial intelligence. It doesn't just improve systems, it accelerates them. Countries and companies that control AI can optimize logistics, predict markets, and redesign entire industries faster than ever before. This increases the gap between leaders and followers, not slowly, exponentially. So who wins in this new world? It won't be one country. It won't be one system. It will be those who adapt fastest to fragmentation. Those who secure supply chains. Those who invest in technology instead of relying on old systems. And those who understand that stability is no longer guaranteed. The biggest mistake people make is assuming the future will look like the past. But every major global shift in history looked stable right before it changed. That's what makes it invisible, until it's already too late to ignore. So the real question is not, what will the new world order look like? The real question is, are we already living inside it without realizing it? Because if that answer is yes, then the world didn't start changing. It already changed.